It is time for your Taurus reading for Taurus placement, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. This is your love reading for September 2024. We're going to take a look here in just a second. If you are single, looking for an opportunity to allow a connection to happen, or if you have your eye on somebody, the first part of the reading will be for you. If you are already in a connection and you're experiencing issues with your person, the second part of the reading will be for you. I will go in and put timestamps in the description box so you can skip around as needed. My name is Cody. I'm your conscious soul reader. If you are brand new, I appreciate your curiosity. If you're already a YouTube subscriber, welcome back. Thank you all for your continued love and support. I greatly appreciate all of your likes, your shares, your comments, all of your interaction. If you are brand new and you would like to catch me live, be sure to hit that notification bell that will tell you every single time I'm energetically called to come live, to offer you an opportunity to ask me questions and get a heavily discounted rate on my live stream readings. If you would like a more personal connection, one-on-one private, that is on my website. Be sure to check that out for my personal private readings. I'm also offering mentorship. If you're interested in getting some sort of coaching or asking me any questions or getting some guidance on how to meditate or get into your spiritual awakening, I offer mentorship. Be sure and check my website for all of the different options. More to come, as usual, continuing to grow, evolve, and develop myself. So stay tuned. Without further ado, let's get going. We're going to look at singles. If you are open to the idea of a relationship, or if you've got your eye on somebody, the first part of the reading is for you. Next, we will look at if you're in a connection with your person or persons, whatever you're into these days. The second part will be for you. Let's get going. All right. What do my single Taurus placements need to know? This is for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. If anything does not resonate, be sure to check your other placements. Okay. All right. Here we go. What? What? Oh, oh, okay. Lovers, Temperance, Magician. You are creating some very serious opportunities here and taking your time in doing so. These seem to be very spiritually aligned opportunities that you're looking at. This for some of you, you have your eye on somebody and this feels divinely guided. This almost feels like something that you've been manifesting and creating here for a while. Oh my gosh, absolutely divinely guided. We've got the Judgment card, 10 of Pentacles. Some of you may have the exact right equation figured out. It's like you've cracked the code. Ooh, Taurus cracked the code. Okay. What crosses or complements Taurus? What crosses or complements Taurus? 10 of Wands. Crack the code indeed. I think you've done that hard work. 5 of Cups, the Empress. More Taurus energy out here. Definitely aware of how to rebuild yourself. I think in the past here, because of this work that you've done, you figured out what does not work and how to redirect your energy into drawing that focus back to you. So that Empress is somebody who is very heavily focused on self-love, self-care, focused on self through the creation of generating your own manifestations, your own creations based on what you want, based on your joy, your happiness, your fulfillment. And most of the time, for a lot of you, this does not come from external fulfillment. Okay. And once you realize that, it's like cracking the code. You start focusing on self, doing that hard work to go within, to really do that needed cleanse of purging those emotions so that you can be emotionally available for the next person coming through. Taurus is not a very emotional sign. Depends on your other placements really, but you know, if you've experienced something painful, some pretty heartbreaking experiences, then you know, you're not made of stone. You're not a piece of metal. You're not the scarecrow without a heart. You're not the Tin Man. The Tin Man had no heart. That's what it was. Yeah. The Tin Man. You're not this Tin Man without a heart, right? You have emotions. So you process these. What is the reason for this? What is the reason for this connection? What is the reason for this connection? Thank you. Oh, yes. Very balanced indeed. Definitely doing that hard work. Oh, yes. Oh, I love it. Four of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, holding back, realizing that that hard work is worth the rewards. Okay, that hard work is worth the rewards, and this effort that you've taken to become more emotionally balanced, to become more emotionally mature, has really set you on course to rebuild your foundations in a more successful way here. This is you really focusing on the correct things, the correct way of doing things, manifesting the right way. You've cracked the code. I just keep coming back to that. What's the foundation for Taurus? What's the foundation? Death card, Three of Wands has come out and just kind of fell out sideways for me here, which is you being in the process. We've got the Three of Cups, the Moon card, being in the process, right? You're still detaching. You're still processing. Let's face it, none of us are ever 100% completely healed. We're not going to be, but the fact of the matter remains that if you are taking accountability and you start to do the work, you're miles ahead of a lot of other people who just absolutely refuse to do the work. A lot of people will just, sink deeper into more toxic behaviors. Some people will mirror other toxic behaviors and go out and spread havoc based on, that type of projection. Hurt people a lot of times, which is why we have a lot of that dissonance and the hyperfixation on negativity around the world right now, where hurt people want to hurt people. That's why negativity is so addictive. That's why it's so prophetic. It's so not prophetic, it's more prominent. That's the word I'm looking for. Thank you, Spirit. That is the word I'm looking for. It's more prominent. It doesn't take much for you to go around and see that out there. I personally have fixed my algorithms to kind of move around the negation of life due to the fact that there's already so much of that, and I'm all about that, the opposite way. That's my Aquarius rising. Everybody's doing negative. I'm gonna go do positive. I've always been that way anyway. I was like, why are you always so happy? I'm like, it takes more effort. It's a lot easier to be negative. That's low-hanging fruit. I'm doing that hard work. Feels better. I like it better. And there's a ascended higher vibration. I personally like it better. But there's a point to where you're, kind of realizing that the way forward really does come from detaching from these past experiences not really going your way. Remember, we had the Five of Cups before, showing the grief and sadness over the losses of, what you've gone through so far, right? We look at a disconnection in the most negative ways, right? What a waste of time. What a waste of my energy. Now I've experienced this, and I thought I would never have to go through that. And we kind of tend to focus on the negative, but instead of that, and kind of turning it around to look for, what did I learn here? What did I figure out? Where can I act differently moving forward so that I don't do this again, so that I can stop recreating these same scenarios, right? This is you cracking the code. It's cracking the code. Look, another three of Wands, Three of Cups, Three of Swords, the Moon card out here. We have the Empress out here. Lots of threes. Threes are about coming together. Again, we've got 13 with the Death card out here. Could be dealing with, we've got Sagittarius, Scorpio, Gemini, Pisces. So I'm seeing you floundering a bit on kind of working through some things, it's not a light switch, right? We kind of figure out what works and what doesn't work. And by you cracking the code of the majority of it, just kind of figuring out, where to focus, where not to focus. It's a matter of, where do you go from here? Where do you go from here? What's next? What's next based on what you've experienced? And look at here. Six of Cups, Six of Swords. We've got three threes, pair of sixes, right? That moving on from the past to be able to calm yourself, to figure things out, taking that time that is necessary for you to understand what needs to happen next. What's that past energy for Taurus? What's that past energy for Taurus? Past energy, please. Sun card sideways. Three of Swords, Hermit. Knight of Swords, World card, right? So Two of Pentacles. Basically trying as you might to keep that sunny disposition, it gets upsetting. You know, you're remaining as optimistic as you possibly can, but you know, when we go through these things over and over again and have to consistently close out cycles and it feels like you're not able to truly settle, this is disconcerting. This is very disconcerting whenever it feels like we're better off alone most of the time. And again, this is you choosing to not focus on that negative. We don't want to go into the negative where I'm just better off alone. I'm destined to be alone. I've said this before. You will catch some of my previous lives. I'm just bound to be alone. I'm bound to be alone. I'm just going to focus on myself. I'm going to be married to my job. I'm going to completely and totally invest in me. I'm going to better myself. I'm going to learn a lot. I'm going to figure out how to grow my channel, and then bam, crack the code. Guess what happened? My person falls into my lap, and it happens to be the exact right person who's experienced the exact same things, who's on the exact same path, who thinks very similar to me, who feels very similar to me, who sees life very similar to me. Holy crap, what do you know? By focusing on self and aligning your vibration with somebody else you happen to resonate with. Because whenever we raise our frequency, even if people we thought we wanted to attach with before aren't on that level, guess what? Other people are. Other people are on that level, because not everybody stays in that low vibration, but they definitely do stay there. And guess what? They happen to be able to hook up with each other and ruminate lessons off of one another. And when you elevate up away from that madness and start to choose better and start to have more accountability and integrity for how you choose to connect with people, it tends to raise you. It tends to raise you to a different vibrational level. What's that future? What's that future outcome for Taurus? Look, the Queen. The Queen of the King. What's that future outcome? That's ready for love, right? Ready to receive. The most beautiful cup in the deck. We've got Six of Pentacles that kind of fell out backwards here. Ace of Wands, Ten of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles. Beautiful. So, and again, with these changes and shifts happening in your recent past, I have said this already. It's not a light switch. This is not something that we just automatically get. This is something that, you know, starts to solidify in ways where your vibration is starting to elevate away from what you previously knew. This is you cracking the code, doing the hard work, figuring it out. Now come the lessons. Now comes the opportunity, right? Yes. Confirmation. Now come the lessons, the opportunity for you to start applying what you've learned to people coming forward, you know, being attracted and drawn into you based on your vibration, right? When you raise your vibration and you raise your frequency, you attract attention because you're focusing on yourself. When we focus on self, we pull in. When we are focusing outward and we're looking outward for our external joy, this person is my happiness, this person hurt me, this person that. Everybody is like, oh, them? Okay, let's look at them. Nobody's looking at you. Nobody's looking at you. You're not looking at you. Nobody's looking at you. They're not looking at you. Everybody's focusing outward. Do you see how this energy kind of flows, right? So by you taking that power back and figuring out how to bring that energy back to self, this is you changing the current, changing the tide to your favor, focusing on self. The Six of Pentacles is a slow process of things coming back into balance. And this is your understanding of this new plan, of understanding what does need to happen now, how to move forward successfully now, how to progress forward successfully. I swear, I'll set myself up so perfectly and then something will grow legs and walk away. Okay. All right, fine. So it almost feels, so when the Six of Pentacles reverses, it almost feels as if, you know, people are probably considering you to be pretty selfish if you're not giving of yourself. I've had this accusation as well. Whenever I choose to stop investing of myself in other people, um, you tend to get looked at as if you are only focusing on yourself, right? People start to pull out scoreboards and say, oh, well, I was there for you for this, and I helped you with this, and I did this. And whenever you start to feel like you need to start focusing on yourself here, people may accuse you of being a little bit selfish, and people may demand reciprocity or whatever. People see this as selfish, but you know exactly what you're doing here. You know how to start to receive what it is that you're trying to build. This is what you're starting to focus on, is building yourself to something more solid and secure, getting away from the burdens of how you used to create, and creating in an essence of feeling more secure and solid about what you're doing here. This major awakening of you figuring this out and moving forward with a lot of focus and determination is going to leave a lot of people feeling like you're pretty self-serving. I will tell you this. And those people, I've always kind of noted that the people who feel this way don't really have a whole lot going on, and they would love to have your energy all to themselves. These are the type of people who, you know, kind of want to sit around and talk about negative things. They want to sit around and ruminate over past experiences and kind of go there over and over again. Well, what do you think about this? And what about this? And remember when this happened? Or remember when this happened? Oh, well then because of all that, let's sit around and speculate on the possibilities of something that hasn't even happened yet. And then we're going to sit here and ruminate over things that aren't happening right now because this is some past experiences, right? And when you start cutting all that out and you start focusing on yourself and you start saying, I don't want to talk about any of that anymore. I'm starting to look ahead. I'm starting to move forward. I'm starting to take control over my outcome. I'm starting to take control over where I want to grow and focus. And you start to let go of those old ways of investing of yourself. You're walking away. You're walking away from the fight, from the arguments, from the need to battle over something that is dead and gone. It's over with. That battle is done. It's basically like kicking a dead horse with this Five of Swords. And so this Four of Swords is a more peaceful outcome of you kind of figuring out what works and what doesn't work. 5, 4, 3, right? Pulling backwards. We've got that 6, 5, 4, 3. 6, 5, 4, 3. Okay. 6, 5, 4, 3. Okay. Now, while I don't see anything kind of pouring into you right now, this could be, you know, something coming in where you feel like this is divinely guided and this is finally something that is aligned with what you've been creating based on that hard work that you've already done. And now you finally feel like somebody's providing the love that you've always felt worthy of. And it does feel, right, with the Six of Pentacles, with everything else in your life being cut off and everything else that you've left behind, your old ways, your old thinking, your old patterns, your old hobbies, your old connections, right? People may feel like, oh my gosh, you're just off in your own world, focused on self. There you go again. But when we oversaturate ourselves with too many people and too many opinions, especially those who are, you know, maybe not on the frequency that we're shooting or aiming for, you want to be very, very careful of the company you keep. You want to be very, very careful of the energy in which you are choosing to exchange. I think you're starting to become aware of the energy vampires and detaching from that. figuring out where to invest of yourself and where to not. What helps you to create what you're wanting, and what is hindering, what needs to be let go of in order to create that future that you know is possible. Right. So many people out there are like, oh, fairy tale land, that doesn't happen. There's no such thing as happily ever after. There's no such thing as this. You know, people will come along and want to drag you down and take away joy and happiness so that they can justify the fact that they have no joy or happiness. And things haven't aligned for them. And again, misery loves company, right? So when you choose to vibrate away from that, people are going to notice. People are definitely going to notice. I call it the tentacles. The tentacles. They will want to keep you. They will want to hold you. Okay. Let's look at the love oracle. Well, I'm going to do the beach too. My elbow. Okay, let's do the beach time. 3 more. 2 more. 1 more. Alright. Oh. Seduction, wedding rings. Some of you could have been promised forever in the past. We've got date, seduction, wedding rings, right? A lot of you really have this on your mind. You're wanting this to go all the way. You're wanting to take those steps and elevate through the process of, you know, the end goal, basically. Let's face it, when you go out there and you get hurt and then you come back out, and like I had said, whenever you're like, I'm never dating again, I'm just going to remain single, I'm just supposed to be single. This is that energy of you kind of coming back around. You're kind of coming back around to the idea of putting yourself back out there for the sake of union. You know what I mean? Because there's a definite want and a need for connection. We are a connection type of species. That's just the way we're built. Most beings are built with this energy of groupings, of camaraderie, of pairing. Okay, it's biology. It's the way we have been created, and for the most part, you're definitely tempted by this. I feel like you're very attracted to the idea of having that forever connection leading you all the way through the steps, right? You going through the process and it actually leading to that end goal. I've got Chaser that's also come out here. This is a fear of abandonment. And it's also about being in codependency, right? So I feel like a lot of you have figured out that you're not really basing your entire existence on this. This is just something that you're getting more aligned with, and the idea of moving towards that. Yeah, we've got Coffin, Girl with a Snake, and Mirror having fallen out as well. So this is endings and new beginnings, some sort of change in the way that you've done things before, maybe understanding how you've been a little bit codependent in the past and making major changes to move away from that. You know, setting up some new boundaries so that there is not that deep existential codependency upon one another. We've got Mirror coming out, right? There's a lot of like that reciprocity of that energy. You both becoming quite toxic to one another and realizing that. And again, lightning, sudden changes, right? Finally getting it. This is like you finally seeing it. This is some sort of an epiphany. And it's almost like through some sort of like moment of you taking a step back and looking at how your relationships were. This is a deep understanding of you understanding, you know, about you being charmed, overly charmed, and being stuck in these relationships where you get used over and over again, where you're enabling somebody that has very codependent issues and allowing them to have a lot of access to you, almost to the point of completely cutting you off from the rest of your life. You've seen that, right? Where people will get involved in a relationship and it's a long time before you ever see them again. A lot of times they're just really deeply enveloped with one another. Sometimes the rest of the world is the issue. Sometimes you have to completely and totally segregate yourself with your person. We've got healthy choices, palm tree, soulmates coming out here. Making healthier choices through self-love and self-care, choosing happiness, feeling more stable and secure in your own security of how you feel about yourself, attracting in these soulmate connections and attracting in these partnerships and allowing yourself to apply the lessons, right? We can't apply these lessons if we sit in solitary and isolation. And again, we are a pairing species. That's what we do. Trying to think of many species. There are fish out there that can procreate with themselves. They can self-fertilize. Some plants can do that also. But for the most part, most beings are grouping and pairing. Even odd couples, you see the animals, right? Different animals, different species, but they become friends. You see, geese becoming friends with humans. You see, of course, the interchangeable with cats and dogs and pets and humans, that interchangeability. But yeah, we are a companionship species, and I think you're circulating back around to that, and I feel like you're opening yourself up to that more. There's some processes that you've gone through. There's some detachments, but, again, focusing on self redirects that energy back into you. So, okay, 27 minutes. Let's jump into the connections, partnerships, situationships, marriage. If you are in a connection with another person and you are experiencing issues, this reading will be for you. Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. As I pull the moon, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Taurus placements. Cross watchers, of course, are welcome. What's going on with Taurus? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. If you're in a connection and you're having issues, what's going on with y'all? What's going on with y'all? Oh, can't quit you. Unable to walk away. Unable to leave. I do show that there's a lot of arguing and a lot of fighting going on, and I feel like this has been happening for quite some time. Where there's been this energy of a lot of drama, but it's been recirculating over and over. It feels like nobody's giving up the fight. Nobody's giving up the fight, but you're also not giving up on each other. There's this inability to kind of let it go. I feel like nobody's able to really let this go. We've got the Emperor coming out sideways. So what crosses you is that, yeah, this is a fight. This is a fight to the bitter end. We've got Three of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, Three of Cups back here, trying to get each other to see one another's point of view. Knight of Wands. Here's another three of Wands. Different deck, y'all. Different deck. Three threes, Three of Pentacles, Three of Cups, Three of Wands, Knight of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, right? Somebody here is really trying very hard to get each other to see the other person's point of view. When the Emperor is reversed, that is a freaking ass. That is a jerk. That is somebody who is verbally, mentally, emotionally abusive. They will stop at all. They will stop at nothing to get their way. Stop at absolutely nothing to get their way. Even to the point of calling names, calling you out, calling you out your name, really going way, way back, bringing up old issues to try and win a current battle. It's a jerk. Total jerk. Two of Wands, Ten of Pentacles, right? Trying to figure out a way forward here. What is the reason for the reading? What is the reason for all this drama? What's the reason for all this drama? What's the reason? So you could have uncovered some lies, and yeah, there's some major lies that have happened, and now there is this realization of what needs to happen, but unaware of how to even move forward from here. We've got Ace of Cups with the Empress, the Two of Swords, unaware of how to even move forward from here. Here's the final three. Three of Swords, Two of Swords, Three of Swords. We've got Ace 2 3 3, Ace Ace 2 3 3. So showing here that you're just on the edge, right? You're just on the edge of giving up on this because people who speak to you in an incorrect way is not helping, and it's only offering you this urgency to pull back, to focus on self or self-preservation. Ace of Cups and the Empress are both self-care. Self-care, focusing on self, because of you kind of blocking out your person. I feel like you're blocking out your person because they're not coming forward to you in a very loving way. So you're giving love to self. And this is you kind of figuring out what needs to happen from here. It almost is like if somebody started lying to you, they are doubling down. They're doubling down on it. They're becoming a major jerk. They could be gaslighting the freaking shit out of you here with that Emperor sideways, and you're trying to really make heads or tails over what's being told to you, based on what you see, based on what you don't see. You're trying to figure out, look, I just freaking split it to the Devil card with the Page of Pentacles back here. I just split to the Devil. You're trying to figure out what's true, what's not. What do I believe? What do I not believe? This is a very harsh realization here. Two of Wands, King of Pentacles. Where do we go from here, right? Okay. What's the foundation? What's the foundation? Thank you. The Empress in the upright. Yeah, you're totally pulling back, focusing on self. Because you're so trapped by this, everything in the past, these lies that you're uncovering, I think you're discovering that this has gone on for quite some time here. Maybe somebody has been lying to you for a very long time through the past, and now you're trying to figure out which to do now. Eight of Swords, Seven of Swords, Four of Swords, Nine of Swords are all out here. The Ace of Swords is also out here in the reverse for a major lie. Major, major lie. And now this is you kind of... you're focusing on self, but you don't want to be here. You don't want to have to deal with this. This is all such a major annoyance to you to even have to go here, but you have no problem protecting self. And I will note, right, we've got this very off-kiltered energy here. Strong Taurus energy. We also got Aries out here as well. Aries and Taurus. Okay. What's that past energy? What's the immediate past here? What's that immediate past? What's that immediate past? King of Cups, King of Swords, Two of Cups, right? We've got the Eight of Cups to the Seven of Swords to that Devil. So somebody here, here's another king, a third king. So it seems to me like, you know, you felt pretty secure and solid in the past. You felt very secure. You felt like somebody was really on board. Somebody here was on the same page as you, and you guys were working together. You both were providing a lot for your partnership. You were both doing your part. You were both pulling through, making sure that everything was handled and everything was taken care of. Lo and behold, you're discovering all along that there was this entirely different life being led for some of you. For others of you, this person was juggling you and somebody else for a while. There's just major, major lies you're uncovering here. Somebody here has deceived you for quite some time. Oh, shoot. I took all those out. I should not have done that. I accidentally grabbed the past and threw it back in the deck, didn't I? We had the 8. King. King, thank you. 2 of Cups. Okay. There we go. Found them. Okay. So what is that future energy? I got the Tower coming out. Yikes. What's that future? What's the immediate future? What's the outcome in the immediate future? Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles. King of Wands, the other king, right? Another king. Yeah, you've got some decisions to make now. Now you've got some decisions to make, and you need to focus on this. And there's a lot of focus on future and past. Okay, so the present moment's decision is based on a lot of what's gone on in the past and the future. I don't really like to play with the past and the future too much. Here's the Three of Wands, right? That way far down the road. I don't really like to play with that too much because it's really up in the air. It's whatever you make it. It's whatever you want to create. And ultimately, it's up to you. It's up to your situation. It's up to your particular circumstances and the details. The devil's in the details, right? It just depends on how you're able to see your way forward. It's either with or without, obviously. But with that interference of deception and putting a permanent crack in the foundation of the connection by now realizing what this person is capable of, you're now more confused than ever about, you know, what's been told to you, what capacity things have been told to you, what you can believe and what you can't believe. What are you supposed to take with you? What are you supposed to build upon, right? And how do you find a way forward? Will you ever be able to believe them again? And the fact that they're behaving in such a way when faced with their lies is really causing you to lose a lot of respect for them. I think you've lost a lot of respect for them, and it kind of makes it difficult to really hear them out and to want to work with somebody like that. It's very difficult to want to work with somebody like that when they come at you from a very immature place or a place that is super low vibrational. Or if somebody, you know, says some things out the character. If somebody says some things out of character, it's out there now. Now you know, right? Now you know what this person thinks about you. Now you know how they feel. Now you know, oh my gosh, you've been hiding this for so long. If somebody's sitting there, cutting below the belt, calling you all kinds of names, trying to, bash you about your character, your appearance, your beliefs, whatever. If somebody is attacking you at your core, you tend to lose a lot of respect for that. I don't see you entirely walking away just yet with the Eight of Cups in reverse. I see you hanging on, but the fact that you are hanging on is causing a lot of very disrespectful behaviors to happen. And somebody feels as if they can get away with it. Somebody here is absolutely feeling like they can get away with it. Here's that Taurus energy here. Forgiveness and mercy with an apology after a period of peace is a possibility for some of you with that affirmation coming out there. It's a possibility for some of you. Not for all of you, but definitely for some. So, it's hard. It's hard to see a way forward when somebody starts doing that. I've had that happen to me, and I've mirrored that too. I lowered myself to that vibration. It's very difficult to find your way out of that. And man, it's just best to not even go there, to not ever go there, to not kind of take away your leverage of respect. When we speak out of character and we talk down to somebody else, you take away all your power. You really do. And when somebody speaks to you that way, they've lost control. They've lost control of themselves, their mouth, their ability to control what they say, and the situation ultimately. So a lot of respect has been lost. And I feel like you're now needing to know a way forward. Now, since there are lies, we're going to look at the untold truth. What are these lies? And these lies that you told, boy. All right, let's see. It's a little Jewel who will save your soul. I love Jewel. Intimacy, confessions. Okay. Oh, confessions of intimacy, right? Somebody here is seducing somebody else. Somebody here could be getting close to somebody else. Somebody here might be concealing something about their sexuality. Sometimes some people, will hide forever that they truly are into something completely different than what they've depicted so far. And then you're coming to this realization. You're like, holy crap, who the hell are you? Who the hell even are you? Okay. What else? What else about these lies? Yeah, I've got loyalty, only you. Ooh, somebody here is really confessing here that they are very distracted. I've got better off. Tension, spiritual connection. So there's a lot of issues here that have been building. A lot of arguments and stress have been coming forward. We've got clashing over somebody roaming wild, right? You guys have been fighting a lot over somebody not really being present. And you may have put a lot of boundaries up with this person, and they're basically disrespecting that and not respecting what you've told them, going off and doing whatever the hell they want, whenever the hell they want. I've got avoiding. So somebody here is pushing you away, and I feel like somebody here is having issues with their ability to control their intimacy, their sexual urges. Somebody here is having a real problem trying to maintain that focus on only you because they have this insatiable drive, right? They cannot control themselves. And this is what you're finding out about somebody, that they've been out there basically tending to their own needs. You have been left by the wayside. I feel like all in all, this feels more and more like you're feeling disconnected from this altogether. You're pondering if you'd be better off letting go, because you've been drifting from this person for so long, and focusing on your self-care. I feel like you've been really focusing on yourself so much that you're just like, I don't even really need this person. I've been taking care of myself for so long. I've been focusing on myself for so long that this person really only feels like an anchor. This feels like an anchor. This is somebody who is constantly bringing you forward to feel like you're less than. This is somebody who is very superficial, and they've kind of shown it all along that they're the type of person who really only focuses on the superficial, and they're never really capable of building anything deeper than that. They're about as deep as a bird bath, and this is something that you've experienced with them over and over again. I think you're finally getting over this. You've got unconditional beginning chemistry, right? So with your whole heart, I feel like you're really driven very deeply to try to start something new for yourself. I feel like you understand that you're worthy of desire. You're worthy of having somebody completely and totally not feel confused about you, and not put you in the wayside, and being able to promise and stand up to their promises, being able to fulfill their promises. And I think you're really focused on your peace coming in for you one day. And I don't know if you're finding it with this person. It's been an emotional whirlwind with this person. It feels like things have been very confusing, very misleading for so long. And your discovery of all this is heartbreaking. It's really heartbreaking. And the fact that they're being angry and rude and mean on top of everything else is literally insult to injury. Making things worse without the effort to improve. Unfair. Completely unfair. Okay, my beautiful Taurus, I feel like that was your reading for the month of September. I thank y'all so much for tuning in, playing along. If you need a personal reading, all that information is in the description box of this video, including my other platforms. Be sure and hit that notification bell. Hit that subscribe button if you like the vibe. This will help you to see every single time I'm energetically called to bring you a reading. Be sure to give me a follow if you haven't already, and I look forward to seeing you all around very soon. If you are interested in a personal reading, you can look into that through all of my through my website, and you can also DM me and ask me any questions if you need to about those, if you are curious at all about my personal private readings. If you want to catch me live, I will be doing live stream readings there also, and those are on all platforms. Be sure and give me a follow. Until next time, I'm wishing you all the love, light, and abundance you can possibly stand, because I am ooey gooey like that. And until next time, y'all take care. I will see y'all very soon. Bye.